So did you find that did you find like it helped you actually create those types of connections? Like were you satisfied with the results or?
I'd actually change that question and ask Janice whether she was
Yeah.
able to find those types of connections as an attendee to the event.
Well, I can tell you from my point of view, I didn't put two and two together initially with Braindate, but I remember Braindate being at C2 in Montreal, which was a trade show that I had attended a few years back. And when this came up from Jesse, I was glad to be an ambassador and be involved in this. As I started to get involved, I recognized the marriage of what I saw at C2 with this being a virtual experience. I thought it was a fabulous idea, and I found that virtually it was probably one of the best things I had been on ever in terms of this last year and a half, and having been on so many webinars and other people's sessions. But Braindate felt organic, and it felt authentic.
So Janice, I know that you went on, I think you booked 7 brain dates. So you're definitely what we call a super user on our end because you no, but it's true.
Like a serial person.
No, but like our dashboard will actually like let us know, like who's most generous, like most curious. So based on, how many brain dates you book. And like we were so excited when we learned that you're gonna join us on this call because, like because you hosted brain dates, and I think that maybe you like joined a couple of them as well, like you really kind of embodied the spirit, of like the type of atmosphere that we want to create. And so I'm a bit more curious to hear more about your kind of experience with Braindate, just in the sense of like at Talkfest, like was there a specific way in which you were hoping to use Braindate? Like were there specific things that you like really wanted to learn about, or maybe some topics that you wanted to share your own knowledge about? Like what was your kind of approach going into it?
I would say my strategy was to speak about topics that were meaningful and mindful. And one of those topics was, has design caught up to virtual technology? And the other topic was the experience economy and what would be the top experiences in 2021. Those are still subjects that I'm very interested in and I'm writing about and I'm taking to other conversations because they're enveloping. So what was interesting is when you initially put in to be an ambassador and you have these questions, you don't know how many people are going to join you.
Yeah.
And my experience was that my sessions gathered quite a few people, and those people started to follow me, which I found really interesting. And they've ended up being LinkedIn friends now. So they, I met people from all over the world, from Germany, from Ireland, from the United States. I mean, so many different places.
Yeah.
And, I keep in touch with them and they stay in touch with me. So, I mean, that's the beauty, is that I believe the Braindate creates a community and a community of thought-provoking, thought leaders. And that's the beauty of it, is that it also is less intimidating because you could go to a conference and not necessarily meet the amount of people that I met that day virtually. And I might even not have, I certainly don't usually have 45 minutes to talk to each individual. So with the 45 minutes that we did have, I found that it was very well used. And it was the perfect time to really get into subject matter. I strongly would suggest it to anybody who was doing a conference or a meeting. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, well, that makes us feel really good to hear, obviously.